Mike Brown mentioned Malik Monk in the press conference and addressing Malik's struggles for the first time. And we had a conversation about what that might look like, because you can't DNP CD Malik Monk. You don't have other alternatives. You need to find a way to gas up Malik Monk or go Phil Jackson and get him in the Zen or whatever it is.
Read this book.
Yes, something. Have him tweet. Do whatever you got to do. But the underlying point of our discussion is Malik's not a guy that you could take in and out of this lineup. Like, we've seen his minutes fluctuate a little bit, but you don't not play Malik.
He's really close to being unplayable, though.
No, unplayable,
not.
James.
Absolutely.
Okay,
not.
so here's the
They
stats.
just won 7 in a row.
Here's the
6 in a row.
stats. Over his last 22 games,
Mm-hmm.
22 games, Malik Monk is averaging 11.6 points, 3.4 assists, 2 turnovers. He's shooting 35.9% from the field and 25% from 3. That is almost.
So what are you going to do? You going to put Terrence Davis in there and say, Terrence, you're our guy now. I know we benched you. We didn't believe in you, but now we don't believe in Malik, so now we believe in you.
Yeah, so no, I think you keep playing Malik and you try to get him to play through it, because what we've seen is bursts where he looks like himself,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes away. And to me, when it goes away, he misses 1 3-point shot, and you're like, I even saw him going up and down the court, like beating himself up, like grabbing onto his head, like infuriated that a ball like went halfway down and popped back out. I thought it was interesting. Like, Mike said, hey, you guys are going to need to talk to Malik. First of all, Malik ain't talking to us. Like, we've asked for him a couple of times and he's not talking for like, and I won't say that because Malik Monk is in the locker room quite a bit in pregame and he is accessible. So if I want to ask Malik what's happening, he might actually sit there and have a conversation with me. He also might not go in the locker room for a couple of days because of that, because he doesn't want to talk about it right now. But I thought it was really interesting that Mike, once again, I thought used the media a little bit to point, to say, hey, look, as long as he's doing the extra work and what he needs to do, as long as he's coming in and getting shots up when they aren't going in. And I was like, okay, wait, are you like calling a guy out, or are you not calling a guy out? Because it kind of feels like you're saying that he just now came in last night and did extra work and he was in here early this morning, but maybe he wasn't before that. And so, like, I don't know what Mike's like point is there, but he also said, you guys probably need to go talk to Malik and see where he's at mentally and, see what he thinks about this, because, like, look, I'm going to ride with the guy right now. He's not going to lose his job right now, but at some point I have to make a business decision. That's what's best for the team. And as long as he said, as long as he's doing the stuff to get right, then I'm going to ride with him. And it was like, okay, well, what does that mean? So I just thought it was an interesting exchange. And like, this is on the hills. Like, I'll tell you, December 7th is, I don't know if it's the date that Mike Brown like put his shoe up on the media table and almost kicked the table off the podium.
6th man of the year.
Talking about Malik for 6th man of the year or what, like, but it's almost coincides with it perfectly, where you're like, did Malik kind of get too much pressure? Did he, like, is that what we're seeing now? And I don't know. Like, he's a guy that's so happy-go-lucky. You need him out there. You need his energy and everything else. But I think as we get further and further along, like, man, he's got to do something. He started getting the assists going again. He started getting, sort of others involved when he's in a slump. He started getting to the rack a little bit more. But, man, you can't shoot 25% from 3 for 2 months. He's shot that longer, like, we're 45 games into the season.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the season, he has shot 25% from the field. And he's had 2 games, I think, where he scored 20 or more in that stretch. The 33-point game where he literally helped you beat the Denver Nuggets almost single-handedly, and then a 25-point outing where he was really good too. Take those out, what's he averaging? Like 8 points a game? It's not good.
Yeah, well, I mean, the job of Malik Monk, first and foremost, is to get back into the groove, find a way to get back into the groove. And the other job is for Mike Brown to, I would say this again, maybe it's just my coaching style, maybe not Mike Brown's. Maybe he is doing it. We don't know. But you empower him. You find a way to get him back to that spot and not say, hey, man, you guys need to go talk to him. Or like if I'm hearing those things, I don't know if this is the case at all, but if I'm having the same thoughts as you are, James, when he's talking about, right now, his job's not in jeopardy. And if he, does do stuff like little things thrown out there, it's like, come on, man, don't do that. Don't do that. That's how I feel. Like, don't do that. Like, find a way to get that guy back on the right foot the right way. Or maybe it's not the right or wrong.
But I'm going to guess that Brown has already done all of that, and that this is the stage 3 of his intervention. Again, like I'll tell you, since that Denver game that we talked about, that was on December 28th, where he dropped 33.
Mm-hmm.
He's averaging 8.7 points on 32% from the field and 22.4% from 3. That's tough. Like, this team needs everyone firing on all cylinders. And I think that his struggles have been overlooked because in that time, the Kings are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're 8-4. So people are like, oh man, this team is rolling. It doesn't really matter if Malik is firing on all cylinders. You're kind of overlooking it, but there's going to come a time where you need him. And you think if Malik Monk was hitting shots the other night, that the Kings wouldn't have won? No, you would have won. I mean, you would have at least had a really good shot at it. But the fact that he goes 3 of 10 and 1 of 5 from 3, and the fact that he hadn't hit his previous 3 games, he was combined 0 for 9 from 3. Like, you got to shoot it, man, and you got to hit it. Like, we're past the point.
I feel like he offers a lot when he's out on the floor too. I understand his scoring is important. He's a playmaker, and I do think he has to be guarded, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone is sagging off of Malik like, oh, prove it. I think he's still guarded as if he's going to hit his next 3 shots, which has a certain value to the other 4 guys on the floor.
Yeah, it's like the knowing is half the battle. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Knowing he's going to be able to hit that shot sometime is like half the battle. And so, and I'm not saying, hey, dump Malik Monk. I'm saying, like, look, it's our job when players are doing great things to point out the great things, which I like right around December 7th, we wrote all kinds of positive pieces. I went long form on Malik Monk about how he's fitting in, how he's the glue behind the scenes and all that stuff. But it's also our job when a player isn't living up to expectations to be honest about it. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm not going to hide from just because the Kings are 8-4 the last 12 games or whatever, or 8-3, like if a player is not living up to what he's supposed to be doing, we have to at least spotlight it. It can't just all be roses and, purple lenses and
we like roses
and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, I do too.